In 1942, an 11-year-old boy bought 3 shares of stock for $114. Today, that boy is worth over $130 billion. But here is the thing. Warren Buffett did not build his fortune through luck, genius, or speed. He built it through one idea that almost nobody actually follows. This is the story of how the world's greatest investor turned patience into the most powerful weapon in business history. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to apply his rules to your own life. Warren Edward Buffett was born on August 30, 1930, in Omaha, Nebraska. His father Howard was a stockbroker and later a United States congressman. Warren was obsessed with numbers from the age of 5. He would stand on his porch counting cars to calculate traffic patterns. At 6 years old, he bought packs of Coca-Cola for 25 cents and sold individual bottles for a nickel each, turning a profit. By 11, he had saved enough to buy his first stocks, 3 shares of City Service Preferred at $38 each. The stock dropped to $27, and young Warren panicked and sold, only to watch it soar to $200. That early mistake taught him the lesson that would define his entire career: patience beats panic every single time. At 13, he delivered newspapers on 2 routes simultaneously, earning $175 a month, more than his teacher. He filed his first tax return that year, deducting his bicycle as a business expense. Buffett applied to Harvard Business School and was rejected. Instead, he enrolled at Columbia University after discovering that his hero Benjamin Graham taught there. Graham taught the concept of value investing, finding stocks that trade below their true worth and waiting for the market to catch up. Buffett graduated top of his class and begged Graham to hire him for free, but Graham said no. He returned to Omaha and started Buffett Partnership Limited in 1956 with just $100 of his own money and $105,000 from 6 family members. His strategy was simple: find businesses nobody is paying attention to, buy them cheap, and never sell. Within 6 years, the fund had returned over 251% while the market averaged just 74%. In 1962, he started buying shares of a struggling textile company called Berkshire Hathaway. The original plan was to flip it for a quick profit, but the CEO made a lowball offer that insulted Buffett. In a moment of anger, Buffett bought enough shares to take control and fired the CEO, and accidentally created the vehicle that would become his empire. But here's where most people do not know the story. In the late 1960s, the stock market was booming and every investor was getting rich fast. Buffett watched tech stocks and speculative bets soar while his patient, boring approach fell behind.
In 1969, he stunned everyone by shutting down his investment partnership entirely. He said the market had become a casino and he could no longer find businesses he understood at prices he could justify.
People thought he was finished.
Wall Street laughed at him. Meanwhile, Berkshire Hathaway's textile division was bleeding money, eating up capital with no end in sight. For years, he poured profits from insurance subsidiaries into the dying textile business out of loyalty to the workers. It was his most costly mistake. He later said the decision to buy Berkshire instead of something better cost him at least $200 billion. But Buffett had a plan that nobody else could see yet. Instead of trading stocks, he used Berkshire's insurance subsidiaries as a cash machine. When you buy insurance, the company holds your premium before any claim is made. Buffett called this the float. He took that float and invested it into great businesses at fair prices. In 1972, he bought See's Candies for $25 million, a business that would eventually generate over $2 billion in profit for Berkshire. In 1988, he quietly accumulated $1.3 billion worth of Coca-Cola stock when Wall Street thought the brand was finished after the new Coke disaster. Coca-Cola became one of the greatest investments in history, returning over $20 billion. He bought American Express, Wells Fargo, and Washington Post at prices that seemed insane to analysts at the time. Every single time the market panicked, Buffett bought more. While others ran from fear, he ran toward opportunity. Today, Berkshire Hathaway is worth over $900 billion. It owns more than 60 businesses outright, including Geico, BNSF Railway, and Duracell. It holds massive stakes in Apple, Coca-Cola, Bank of America, and American Express. Buffett's personal net worth is over $130 billion, making him one of the 5 richest people in history. But 99% of his wealth was made after his 50th birthday. He has pledged to give away 99% of his fortune to charity. He still lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. He still eats McDonald's every morning and drinks 5 Cokes a day. So what can you actually learn from Warren Buffett? Lesson 1: only invest in what you understand. Buffett calls this his circle of competence. If you cannot explain how a business makes money in one sentence, do not invest. Your action: write down 3 industries you genuinely know better than average and start there. Lesson 2: time in the market beats timing the market. Buffett held Coca-Cola for over 35 years. Patience is a competitive advantage almost nobody uses. Your action: set up an automatic investment every single month and promise yourself you will not sell for at least 10 years. Lesson 3: price is what you pay, value is what you get. Never buy anything just because it is popular. Buy it because it is worth more than what you are paying. Your action: before your next purchase, ask yourself what this is actually worth, not just what it costs. Lesson 4: protect your reputation above everything. Buffett says it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. Act accordingly. Your action: identify one decision you have been avoiding because it might be uncomfortable, and do it today. Lesson 5: think long term when everyone else is panicking. Every market crash in history has recovered. The people who got rich were the ones who bought during the fear. Your action: next time the market drops 20%, write yourself a reminder that this is a sale, not a disaster. Lesson 6: live below your means, always. Buffett built $130 billion while living in a $31,000 house. The gap between what you earn and what you spend is the engine of wealth. Your action: find one expense this week you can cut and redirect into an investment account. Warren Buffett's story is not really about stocks. It is about choosing the long game in a world addicted to shortcuts. If this episode gave you one idea you will actually use, drop it in the comments. I read every single one. Subscribe to Billion Blueprint for a new documentary every single week. The next billionaire's story.